just to play in the – I know you've been to Florida-Georgia games before, but to play in a game like this, it's so different from – even though you've been in a lot of big games. Can you just talk about playing in a game like this?
I think it's a big game, not only for me, but for our team and where we're at in the season right now. And I think we're treating it as the biggest game of the season just because it's our next game, and we're going to do our best to just execute at a high level and play to our standard.
So when you're a backup, are you kind of looking around and seeing how crazy it is with half fans one team, half the other?
I mean, I think it's pretty cool how we do it, how we kind of split it right down the middle, and it's just us guys versus their guys. And, I think it's one of the most important games of the season as it comes to just tradition. I think it's really cool how this game is just played in Jacksonville every year. I think it's very good for both universities.
Before the season, maybe during spring football or fall practice, is this a game that you guys kind of circle and think about, while you're going through and preparing for the year, the Florida-Georgia, just because of the rivalry?
We don't necessarily circle any game. I think we just, if you asked me who we're playing, whatever it is, week 8, or if you asked me that week 1, I wouldn't be able to tell you who we're playing because we're all focused on the team we're playing that week.
Hey, Kyle. Georgia's pass defense is only allowing something like 5-something yards per attempt. What's made them so stingy? Any players in their secondary stand out to you?
I think they're very disciplined. They don't give up a lot of free plays on busted coverages or anything like that. I think they play very smart and they're well coached.
Any play in particular as their discipline kind of showed that made you take notice?
No play in particular, just watching them on film, I can see they're very consistent.
Kyle, after watching the tape the last couple of games on Georgia, where do you see as an offense you guys can have success against that defense?
I mean, there's a lot of different things that, Coach Mullen was going to put in this game plan that we can expose because we also have a lot of great athletes and get some good matchups, and hopefully we'll do a good job moving the ball down the field with, Coach Mullen's game plan. I think he's one of the most brilliant coaches in college football, and I'm sure he'll set us off on the right foot.
Over the past few weeks in the different games, Auburn, Tennessee, Kentucky, LSU, what have you learned maybe even specifically from each game that kind of is going to help you this week and this weekend?
Obviously this game is going to be a big environment, so I've obviously been in big environments before after playing games like that, and I think, that'll just give me that extra confidence going into a week like this.
Got one all the way back.
You seem to, every week, you're kind of pretty much the same demeanor and everything like that. How do you get to a point where it's like your attitude is it's just another ball game, but one we got to win?
You want to treat every opponent the same way as it goes for preparation. I think that's just, buying into what Coach Mullen's preaching. Even if we're playing a lesser opponent, we're still going to watch the same amount of film, take the same amount of notes. And I think that's what really stuck with me as to actually truly treating every game the same way. And just, we're not going to take weeks off or anything like that. We've been getting better every single week, and we just have to keep that going.
But do you get a little bit more nervous when you see the rankings, things like that? Does that affect you in any way, or is it?
No, not at all. Playing college football, you want to be number 1 in the country, and this is just really exciting for me just to keep on climbing in the rankings, and hopefully we can keep that going.
These are the kind of games that a program's judged on, though, isn't it?
I think you can argue that you can be judged every week. But, yeah, it's going to be a very important game for us just to come out swinging and start fast and show the world what we can do.
The run game seems to be picking up a little bit incrementally. How key is it going to be able to have some offensive balance? Because the passing, it's been pretty, at least yardage-wise, kind of pass-heavy.
Yeah, I think we've been getting better in the run game week to week, and like I said before, I think it just comes back to communication because a lot of times early in the season we weren't on the same page in our blocking schemes as it comes to the run game, and I think we've just done a great job gelling together and just always making sure we're on the same page.
Is this a playoff game?
I mean, it very well could be. This game's very important for our season, and that's why we're going to do our best to just start out fast and play up to our standard.
When you get to go out and Emery comes in for you, what does that do for you? How does that help you with your game and sort of attacking the rest of the way out?
It could give me a chance to see the defense from a different angle. Seeing how they're playing Emery, because obviously they're probably going to treat us differently because of our skill sets. So the main thing is just seeing the defense from different angles. Seeing from the sidelines if I could see anything that I didn't see out there.
Aside from the fumbles maybe against Auburn, how do you feel like you've progressed in terms of handling this kind of stage, this kind of the environments of these games?
I feel like I've done a great job, and I think a lot of the credit goes to Coach Mullen and his staff for just, progressing along with me and just making sure that I'm getting better every week and making sure I'm ready to go out there no matter what the stage is.
Do you feel more comfortable, like game planning, walking out there, huddle, all that stuff?
Ever since I've been starting, I've felt very comfortable, but I would definitely say there's, a little bit more confidence just because I have some games under my belt now.
From where we sit, what is the thing you've improved at the most? I mean, like we're watching, it looks you look pretty solid every week. What are you improving at that we're not seeing?
Well, every week I know I try to focus on improving on at least one thing, and I think what I've improved on the most is just being more consistent because obviously I wasn't getting the most reps at the beginning of the season, and now I'm getting a lot more reps, and I think it's really helped me on my consistency.
What's the one thing this week?
I don't know yet.
I don't know yet. Yeah, we'll figure it out there on the practice field.
We ask you about Kyle Pitts every week. What's the most impressive thing you've ever seen him do?
I mean, I don't know if I could tell you one thing because he's so talented. He can do multiple things that will impress everybody in the room because he's just a athletic freak, and he works really, really hard, and he's getting better every week. And I think he's going to be a big factor for this team for now and in the future.
Jackie, all the way back.
You talked about Kyle Pitts, who's one of your favorite targets now, but you'll have to hear his team, most likely back on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
How does he look at practice? What kinds of aspects does he bring to you on offense?
Yeah, KT, he's a playmaker, so anytime you get him the ball in space, he's going to make a play, and I think that's going to help our offense out a lot this week, just having that added weapon going against a great defense like Georgia has.
Have you felt more comfortable like the last couple of games taking off and scrambling and picking up yards on the ground?
I think that's just, like I said, another thing Coach Mullins really helped me on, just making sure I got that clock in my head and, saying that, if it's not there, go get 4 or 5 yards, so I'll say yeah, but it also comes back to what Coach Mullins been preaching me, and I think that's one of the things that he made me focus on, and I feel like I've gotten better in that aspect.